In my early school days, I went to a school called Montpeter School. It's in Hanover. Near on to Montego Bay. It's after school days. I spent a good time living in Montego Bay. And from Montego Bay, in my early 20s, I leave from Montego Bay to England, which I spent most of my youth in England. The first job I had when I came to England was a job in a laundry. It's called Initial Laundry. From there, the work was a bit hard. But then, to go through life, you expect these sort of things. And I've been there for nearly 2 years, or about 2 years. And then I leave to other jobs all over the country, maybe about 2 or 3 more jobs. And
so where was this laundry? What part of England?
Colindale, and I think it's a Dre.
Right.
It's called the laundry. It's in a lane. It's called Bell Lane, and
what year was this?
that is about 63.
Okay. Can you remember your pay at that time?
The pay was very small. My wage was £4.10. So
That would be 10 shillings.
yes, 10 shillings. And then to make up the wage, I generally work maybe 2 evening or 3 evening overtime, plus Saturday to make it up to roughly about £7.
Until you moved on to...
Then at the time I was living in Cricklewood, a place called Cricklewood, which is Northwest 2. And then from there I move on to Edgeway. And then I spent probably about 30 years helping Edgeway. Yes, and after, well, to be frank, I spent roughly about 38 years in this country. Then I leave to Jamaica to spend another over a year. And after that, I spent over a year, and here I am again.
But this time on holiday?
Well, I would say maybe holiday, but not really. If you look at it, I call it holiday, but the plan is to spend 6 months in Jamaica and 6 months in this country. In other words, to get away from part of the winter.
Having the best of both worlds.
Well, yes, and I need something like that because I had this sickness. It's called myasthenia gravis, and when the weather is bad, make the sickness worse. So if I get a bit of sunshine, it makes it a bit much better.
Did you do any qualifications after you left the laundry?
No,
Oh.
I didn't. I would have loved to do that, but it was so much struggle.
Okay. What did your work involve at this time? I know you were at the laundry, but
Yes. You mean the rest of jobs?
yeah.
Yes, I used to work at a place in Harrow. It's called Adams and Burnley. We do different type of components for car, cookers, all different type of machines.
For distribution.
Yes.
And how did you find the working atmosphere?
Well, I think it's bad. Because that place where we work, I would never like to work at another job like that anymore. But we have no choice.
Bad in what way?
Um, to work on bonus, piecework. Some place you might work, and the atmosphere may be a bit relaxing, but here it wasn't. 10 hours going. It is that bad that I could remember someone that I know, when he get his lunch break, he never sit down. You know.
You was too worried about sitting down?
It's like you get yourself in this mood that you say if you sit down, maybe you won't be able to get back to the job again. You've got to keep going. You know. I spent roughly about 13 years in that job. And then from there, I leave to Windsor and Newton. This is a famous firm who does artists, paint for artists, different things like those. I spent a few years, maybe about 7 years with them.
And this time is ticking on.
Yes, well, that is where I was when I came here.
Right. Would you say you had any opportunities for promotion in this job?
No. No.
It was really just a slog.
Yes. Never any opportunity for promotion.
Okay. And what was your pay then at this time?
Well, it moved over the year. It moves on to roughly about 60, 70 pounds a week.
That's quite a big step then, isn't it?
Yes. Well, at first when we started, the wage was a bit small, but eventually it grows a bit.
What year would this be around?
Well, I think I left there in the 70s, but I can't remember exactly.
Early 70s, would you say?
Yeah, something like that.
Any social life?
You mean like parties?
Parties,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Weddings,
Yes,
christenings?
wedding, christenings, every one of them, you name it. And the weekend. I could remember that every weekend we have some parties somewhere.
Were these in houses or halls or?
Well, first they started with, I said, this one room thing, 2 room parties, and then eventually it moved out into halls.
The swinging times, should
Oh,
we say?
yes, oh, yes.
And you enjoyed that.
I did.
Have you got any of the clothes still available?
The clothes.
Yeah.
Well, I know they usually have this what they call bell foot or something of the sort, but I never. I like to keep my own a little bit under control, not too outraged.
Okay. So you wouldn't go back to the swinging 60s or 70s?
If I was much younger, I would like to do the dance. You see, such as the records, I do still collect them.
It's a good time.
It's good.
Do you keep in touch with any of the friends from those days?
Yes, in this country and back home.
So you meet and just talk about the days of old,
Oh, yes.
which is quite fascinating.
It's good. It's good. It's just, roughly about 3 or 4 weeks, we have a little get together here, and that's how the friend was here.
When did you come to Luton? Have you lived in Luton before?
I've never lived in Luton, but my children they moved up here before I went to Jamaica, so I always come up and spend a little time with them.
Okay. So you're a Londoner, really,
Yes.
from that respect.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your family.
Well, we have, I've had 5 children here. And they're all big people.
All still around it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Grandchildren?
Yes, we had 3 grandchildren here. Should I say, or should I say we?
All right. Interesting grandchildren.
Yes.
And you're enjoying them at the moment.
I'm trying to.
Relationships good with the children?
Oh, yes.
Do you need to say something about the host community when you first came to England?
What exactly do you mean?
Any prejudices? Did you enjoy yourself?
Well, I do meet with a bit of prejudice, but life is like this. You looking towards something, so most of the time you ignore these things and just get on with your own life.
Nothing major.
No. I know one thing, a lot of people used to have problem with living conditions. I have a bit, not much, but it's like I used to live at one place, and as soon as you can realize that there is something maybe you don't like, you don't hang around, you look around for another place. One thing I could remember when we had the twins, people used to say to me, you go for a room, and they said, oh, if it suppose one you have, we would take you. But it's two of them I can't. So I used to say to my wife that, all right, you know what we do one of the time, leave one outside and take one in.
And then what would you do with the other one?
Then she used to say, and later on, when they find out that is true, what's happened? You know? But, you know, we get through, and I used to always find that I'm lucky to find somewhere comfortable to live until I bought my own place.
Sometimes you need to tell some little white lies, eh?
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, you know, sometimes little joke, things like that, you know. But one of the things I always like to be honest because that's how I was brought up. Always like to be honest. And I find, all right, sometimes you have to twist things a little bit like the lawyers does. But, you know, as I said, that's the way I was brought up. My mom always said, you must be honest. You know, all those different things. And I find that it worked for me.
Anything you would change, if you could?
I like to win a bit of the lottery. I expect everyone will say, aren't we all? But you know, if things could be a bit better, maybe a bit more comfortable, if I could change that, I would.
What sort of comforts are you thinking of?
Maybe have a bit more cash. You don't have to struggle that much. You know? You have a bit more cash, then you can do some of the things that you would like to do for the children, especially them, because the children they come first in my life. You know? So there you are.
Okay. Is that all you need to say to us then?
I can't think of anything else.
Thank you very much.